Hey, Simon.
Hey.
You sure you want to stay for overtime?
Pretty much have to. I have so many bills to pay. I have to pay for my daughter's tuition. Things haven't been the same since my wife left. And if I don't pay the bills, who else is gonna do it, right?
Yeah, life's hard, but I guess I'll see you tomorrow, Simon.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
Make sure you lock up.
I will.
Hey, Simon, I think I might have left my charger at my station. Simon, are you okay? Simon, are you alright? Can't get your phone? Raise up both of your hands. I think you might be having a stroke. Let me call 911.
911, what's your emergency, please?
Busy day, busy day. What do we got today?
Yes, doctor. So we have a 52-year-old male who suffered a stroke at their workplace today.
Okay.
He is exhibiting muscle weakness and seems to have a paralysis on the right side of his body. The patient is also displaying speech disturbance when expressing himself.
Okay.
So his initial heart rate was 200 beats per minute. His blood pressure is 120/80. His current temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. He seems to exhibit shortness of breath, and his oxygen saturation is at 80%.
Okay, let's see what we got. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Vanessa Vela, and I'll be your doctor for today. Mr. Martinez, how are you feeling today? Do you know where you are? Do you know what happened to you? All right, nurse. We need a CT to be done to check what part of the brain has been affected by the stroke.
Right away, doctor.
Yes. All right, Mr. Martinez, now we'll be conducting a CT scan. Please try to remain as still as possible.
A few moments later.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, so here we have the CT scan results, and it shows that you were affected in the left frontal lobe, and this is the part that's considered the Broca's area. As you can tell here by the darker shade, that's what caused like this ischemic stroke that was reported. And that's why you can understand, but you're just unable to express.
Dad, I came as soon as I found out. Are you okay? Doctor, what's wrong with him? Why is he talking like this?
Your dad had a stroke at work today, which is why half of his body is the way it is.
What do you mean? If it's a stroke, then why is he talking like that? Can you not understand me? Is there something wrong with his brain?
No. The stroke affected a part of the brain which is called the Broca's area. The Broca's area is full of neurons which support the speech production. And due to the blockage of the airflow which was caused by a stroke, you can say that he does understand things, but he is unable to express.
Oh, Dad, this is all my fault. I shouldn't have pushed you so hard to work. I shouldn't have spent so much money. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Dad. I'll try to do better. Doctor, is there anything we can do? Is he gonna stay like this forever?
No, he won't stay like this forever. We're gonna be referring him to a speech language pathologist for further assessment.
And is she gonna cure him, or are they gonna cure him?
They will be treatments. We first need to assess him before we move on.
Okay, doctor. Don't worry, Dad. You're gonna be okay.
You will be fine.
Hi, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi. What's up, doctor?
Yes, I have a patient that has suffered an ischemic stroke.
Okay.
And it seems to have damaged the Broca's area, so we're gonna have to need a speech evaluation.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll get right on it.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Martinez. Hello, my name is Emily Estrada. I was referred to you by your doctor, and I'm gonna be your speech therapist, okay? So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. Don't be afraid to stop me if you think I'm going too fast. If you just want to show me a gesture, I will definitely work with whatever you can give me, okay?
So I'm gonna start off with asking you a couple of questions, and they're gonna be yes or no questions, okay? So you can try to articulate as much as you can, but if you really can't seem to get the words out, you can just nod your head, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and I'll know, okay? Is your name Simon Martinez? Okay. Are you sitting on a chair? Okay. Are we in Paris, France? Are we in Paris, France? Could you give me a gesture maybe? Okay, no, we are not in Paris, France. Is a book an animal? I didn't get that, I'm sorry. Could you repeat one more time? Okay. Are you wearing a swimsuit? Okay. So is that a no? Okay, you are not wearing a swimsuit. Are you an adult? Yes. Do frogs swim? Yes. Do cars fly? No. Awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to ask you if you can complete some commands for me. So I know your right side might be a little harder to move right now, but if you can move your left side or if you can try to manage both, whatever you can is fine, okay? So can you touch your nose for me? Okay. Can you raise your hand? Okay. Can you look at the door? Okay. Can you touch your head and then your mouth? Okay. Can you nod your head twice, then close your eyes? Okay, awesome. You're doing great, Mr. Martinez. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, so now what is going to happen is I'm going to say a phrase and I'm going to ask you to repeat it. I know that right now you might feel like you want to say the words and you feel like it's about to come out, but it just doesn't want to, and that's totally fine. So whatever you can give me is fine, okay? So the first word is going to be cap.
Oh.
Okay. Boat.
What?
Okay. Can you repeat the word laughing for me? Okay, that was good. Can you repeat the word piano for me?
No.
Okay. Can you repeat 42? Do you want me to go to the next word? It's okay. Can you repeat it's time to go? These are getting a little longer, but if you can give me half or just try to get through them. Okay, we can do the next one. Can you give me the car was dirty? The car was dirty, okay. Can you do put everything away? So it would be put everything away. Okay. And last one, she is not very happy. Whatever you could do, she. Okay, is not
What?
very happy. Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Martinez. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to come later on and do a more formal assessment on you.
I know that your daughter might be here in a bit, so you can definitely spend time with her. I'm sure she's anxious to see you, but I will be back in a bit with another assessment just to kind of determine where your speech is at. And if I determine where your speech is at, then we can move forward into getting you into the proper therapy so we can get you back to the place that you want to be, okay? But don't be discouraged. You're doing awesome, Mr. Martinez. And I will see you in a bit, okay? See you in a bit.
A few moments later.
How you feeling, Deb?
Hi. Hello. How are you doing, Mr. Martinez? I'm glad you're doing good. Hello. Hello, Vanessa. Nice to finally meet you all. So, based on my knowledge, I have decided that the best assessment to have for Simon is going to be the Boston Diagnostic Aphasia examination. So, this examination has many components to it. Some of it is comprehension, some of it is auditory, some of it is reading, some of it is writing. And I just really want to do this assessment in order to get Simon where he wants to be and back on track so you all can get back to doing whatever you all regularly did. And I really believe this assessment is going to do this for you all. Okay? Awesome. So do you all mind if we get started right now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start right now.
Okay, awesome.
No problem.
Gosh. Okay, Mr. Martinez, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the examination. Like I said in the other assessment, if you have any doubts or if you feel frustrated in any way, don't be afraid to just let me know and we can go ahead and take it at an easier pace, okay? Awesome. So, the first one, I'm gonna ask you to describe to me everything that you see going on. Oh, I'm sorry, in this picture.
Where? Water. What's it? What?
Anything else you might be seeing? Maybe something with the kids? Do you see him reaching for anything? Good. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next one, okay? You're doing great. So, now I'm going to ask you to point to a specific item that I say, okay? So, I know there's a lot going on here, but I'm gonna tell you an item and then you're going to try to identify it, okay? So, a chair. You can just point to it. Okay. A key. A glove. A feather. A cactus. Would you mind pointing to the letter L for me? Okay, what about the letter S? Okay, the letter R? Okay, letter H? Letter G? Would you mind showing me the circle? What about the star? Okay, closer to you. The triangle? Okay. And the cone. Okay, I'm going to ask you if you can show me which individual is falling. Okay. Can you show me the number 7? Okay. Can you show me the number 7,000? Okay. Can you show me the person who is drinking? Can you show me the darkest grid in that square? Okay. Awesome. So we're going to move on to the next one. So the next one actually has to do with following commands, kind of like what we did earlier today. So can you go ahead and point to your nose? How about your eyelid? Okay. Your neck. Your ear, sorry. Okay. What about your knee? Okay, very good. Awesome. So now I'm gonna ask you if you can do some of the things that I asked. They're commands. So could you make a fist? Okay. Could you point to the ceiling and then to the floor? Okay. Can you point at me? Thank you so much for helping me out with that. So now I'm going to ask you, this might be a little difficult, but whatever you can do is fine. So can you tell me the days of the week, starting from Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay. And could you go ahead and tell me the months of the year? However far you can get. Okay.
April. No.
Okay. Could you go ahead and count to 21? Wherever you can. You can also skip some if you feel like you have difficulty saying specific ones. Or you can just try to do it. Okay, thank you, Mr. Martinez. Could you now recite the alphabet for me? However much you
For kind of Ted. Juguete. Depende. Dándole usted. How about that?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martinez. Okay, Mr. Martinez, so now I'm going to ask you if you can please repeat the sentence after me, okay? So again, whatever you can do, just go ahead and follow my lead, okay? So the first sentence is, you know how.
You. No. Four.
Okay. The second one would be down to earth.
Answer that. Two. Center.
Okay. The third one would be I got home from work.
I quit. Work.
Okay. You should not tell her.
You tell her that.
Okay. Okay, this one's a little longer, so it is, they heard him speak on the radio last night.
Okay. Then.
It's okay, you can take your time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spell out some words for you, and I want you to try to orally define them for me, okay? So whatever I spell, I'm gonna ask you to try and tell me what the word is, okay? So first word, N-O.
No.
Okay. Next word, M-A-N.
Okay.
Next word, G-I-R-L.
Apple.
Okay. Next word, W-H-I-P. Okay. So this word is going to be a little longer. B-R-O-W-N. Okay. So E-L-B-O-W. Okay, these are going to be a bit longer. F-I-F-T-E-E-N. Awesome, Mr. Martinez. How are you feeling? So? Well, we're almost done with the assessment, okay? So this is actually our last part. So I'm gonna ask you to complete the sentence, okay? So, water is, and then I'm gonna ask you to tell me which of these it is. So water is fly, wet, dry, or red?
All right.
Okay. Children play
door, shoe, dime, ball.
Holiday.
Okay. Can I hear that one more time? Children play door, shoe, dime, ball.
Holiday.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you a couple of more, but this time I'm going to ask you to see them as well. So a dog can talk, bark, sing, cat. Can you point to which one you believe it is? Okay. So what does that say? Okay. A mother has a tree, cook, child, or truck. Okay. Mr. Jones gives haircuts and shampoos. He is a shaving boy, butcher, or barber.
Oh.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Martinez, we are all done with the assessment, okay? Thank you so much for your time.
Soon after.
Hello, how are you guys?
Hello, doctor.
I came back from speaking with the speech language pathologist. We came to a conclusion that your father has been diagnosed with Broca's aphasia.
Okay.
Broca's aphasia is pretty much when there is a disturbance in the left hemisphere, which causes speech and language problems.
Okay.
So we've come to a conclusion as well that your father will be receiving therapy twice a week for 1 hour. He would be here at the hospital because he would also be receiving PT and OT as well.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact either your speech language pathologist that you met earlier, but I will be giving you the contact info.
Okay. Thank you.
A few moments later.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Vanessa. How are you doing?
How it always happens.
Hello, Mr. Martinez. How are you doing?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you all too. So today I brought something kind of exciting, and I want you all to kind of see how it would work for you all.
Okay.
So I brought something called an assistive communication device. And this is typically what some patients with aphasia use to communicate, because we do understand that maybe sometimes speaking, maybe something that you maybe find simple in your head, but it's kind of hard to articulate, can actually, you know, say to someone. So this is called Small Talk Aphasia, and it is actually an app created by Lingraphica, which is a company that works specifically for aphasia patients. So as you can see many different responses. There's no, yes, there's simple concepts, but then there's as well more complex concepts like it's good to see you today. So what I'm gonna do is I want you to kind of play with the system, see how you like it, and I will ask you a couple of questions and you just answer with the Lingraphica, okay?
I have a question. Is
Yes.
the app free?
Yes, that app is free, and it's super user-friendly as well. Your father will learn how to use it right away, and you can even put it on your phone, you can put it on his phone, everyone can have it in case you do need a specific phone.
That's
okay?
great.
Yes.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm good. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and then you just try to answer with the app, okay? So let's just say I came in and I was speaking very fast and you didn't really get to comprehend me. For example, I came in and I was like, "Hi Simon, how are you doing today?" And you didn't really understand what I said, or you didn't really know how to respond. Could you find what to tell me?
Speak slowly.
Okay, awesome. And let's just say Vanessa asked you, what do you want for breakfast? How would you answer?
So it has like
Bagel.
Okay, awesome. So yes, it does have basic concepts, and you can also change the settings in order, maybe let's just say he likes specific things for breakfast. You can also change the setting to where he can talk about his own personal lingo, okay? And I just want to assure you, and you, Mr. Martinez, I don't want you to become too dependent over this app, because this isn't going to take over your speech. It is just kind of an assistive tool that we can use in the meantime while your speech progresses, okay? And I also want you to know that, Vanessa, in case you kind of see that the app is being used a little too much, you can definitely, you know, try to modify it, or maybe you can have him press the button and say the word and then kind of try to get him to repeat it.
Okay.
So that way language is also being elicited and we don't become too dependent on the app, okay? Do you all have any questions on the Lingraphica app?
I don't think I do. It's self-explanatory.
Okay.
Before I forget, I also brought this pamphlet for you, Vanessa. Maybe you can share it with your friends or any of Simon's co-workers.
Okay.
So basically, it has information such as how to talk to individuals with aphasia, what aphasia even is, the statistics about aphasia, and you'll just find a lot of interesting information such as, you know, how to approach someone with aphasia, for example, using short sentences, not really being so complex, speaking slowly, not talking over the individual, and just key things like that, okay? And here you go. You can go ahead and share that with anyone that you want to, okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Several months later.
Hello, Mr. Martinez. How have you been? Good. How are you feeling today? Okay. That's good. So we're going to be working on a couple of different things today. I know that you told me you wanted to work on naming and you wanted to kind of get those basic concepts a little bit back. So I have a couple of activities that we're going to do today that I feel like you'll really enjoy and that will really help you out, okay? So the first part that we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to label these items, but I am going to give you a couple of clues. So for example, in this one, because I know sometimes you kind of feel like it's in the tip of your tongue, but you don't really know how to say it. So I'm going to give you a couple of clues, such as there's a D, it's yellow, you use it for hardware. So what would you call this?
Drill.
Drill. Awesome. What about that? Apple. Okay. What about this?
Sun.
Okay. Awesome. What about this? Okay, candy. Awesome. What about this? Starts with a P, but it kind of sounds like an F.
Phone.
Phone. Very good. So now, as you see, I kind of took the first letter away, but we're going to talk about what you see, what you think you can taste, the location, what you think it smells like. We're going to be using the senses to kind of identify this. So, for example, what do you see? What do you see in the picture?
Hi.
Okay. What do you think this is for? Is it to look at? Is it to smell? Is it to sit on? Is it to, what do you do with it?
Eat.
Okay, you eat with it, very good. So what does the texture remind you of?
Crunch.
Crunch, very good. So with all of these things together, what would you say that this is? So they're crunchy,
Chips.
chips, very good. So it's a bag of chips. Love chips. What about this?
No.
Okay, so is this one that you were having difficulty with? Okay. So what do we see? What color is it? Red. Very good. And is this just to look at? Do you taste it? Do you smell it?
Taste.
Taste. Okay. So do you kind of have an idea of what it might be? Would you say you eat it with something, or do you?
Drink.
Drink. Okay, very good. Very good. So you drink it. Okay, what about this?
Eat.
Eat. You eat it. And what textures is it? What is it? Is it circular? Is it square? Is it triangular?
Round.
Round. Very good. And usually the color will give it off. Can you describe the color?
No.
Okay. So this is what you would call an orange. I know you know that. So do you think you could try to repeat that with me? Orange.
Orange.
Orange. Very good. What about this?
Cat.
Okay, cat. But to be more specific, what would you say this is? So what's a cat that's small?
Baby.
Okay, yes, a baby. So a cat that's small and it's a baby. So what would that be?
Small cat.
Small cat. Awesome. Okay. All right, Mr. Martinez, you did great today. Do you have any questions about anything? How are you feeling about your progress? Do you think you've seen progress from the last time we saw each other? I see that you're using your augmentative device way more. Has it helped you out in your day-to-day living? But we don't.
I understand.
Well, yes, you understand. You always did. Do you think you have been using it to the point where you haven't become so dependent on it? Or do you think you're still practicing?
Practice.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Martinez, and I will see you next week, okay?